Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome here to the match review between Barcelona and Olympique Lyon tonight in the Champions League round of 16 stage in the decisive second leg encounter. And tonight with Barcelona, we were banking on a big performance. Not only a big performance, but one with personality, with attitude, with intensity, to go out there and win this game on our own terms with a big display. And yes, we have been rewarded with a momentous win at the Camp Nou. It's Barcelona 5. I repeat, Barcelona 5, Olympique Lyon 1, and of course, right here on the channel, we are going to be dissecting that game and exploring every avenue of a win here, which takes us to the Champions League quarterfinals. Ernesto Valverde sent his team up tonight exactly as we expected. Ter Stegen in goal, Alba here at left back, Longley and Gerard, Piqué as the centre backs, and Sergio Roberto from the right hand side. Busquets here was in midfield, Arthur, Rakitic, and Coutinho, of course, coming in for Ousmane Dembélé, who started on the bench on the night, but did come on. And onto Lyon's lineup, that was very interesting indeed, simply because they went here with a back three or a back five, and that was very, very interesting, because I think actually that was there where the game was won and lost. I think tonight we exploited that back three of Lyon very, very nicely. A lot of the time it was 1 versus 1, and when you do that against the likes of Barcelona with Messi, with SUÁREZ, Coutinho was good in that first half, we really made them pay. And I think tonight ultimately we were clinical once again in front of goal. We could have had more. It wasn't always plain sailing, but overall, we got the job done. It was blistering at times in front of goal. It was electrifying in terms of our passing in and around the area, and the finishing, some of the goals, were absolutely magnificent. But if we start here with the first goal, and the most important thing, like I say guys, in this kind of game was coming out tonight and really believing here and wanting to go and win this game. We spoke in the build-up a lot about the attitude of the players. What were they feeling? How were they going to come into this game? How were they going to start the game? What kind of tempo were we going to set? And I was really impressed in that regard. We came out, it was a big game, you knew it, the Camp Nou was packed, there was a good atmosphere, and the players wanted it. From the very first whistle, we were on to Lyon, we were trying to exploit that back three, we were trying to exploit the gaps, the spaces that they were certainly leaving in behind, and I think ultimately we really did that well. And it all starts with Arthur in midfield. He's keeping things ticking over, and in that first half, time and time again, he was picking the ball up. Lyon only had a 2 at times in midfield, and he was playing it through them. He was splitting Lyon completely down the middle, getting the ball to Messi, breaking the lines, and once we did that, Messi was electrifying. His eyes lit up, he was inviting Lyon onto them, he was sort of letting SUÁREZ and Coutinho run off him, making those runs, and time again, he was finding them. We had space on the left-hand side, Alba was getting into the game, Sergio Roberto on that right-hand side really kept Mendy quiet. And I think overall in that first half, it was a brilliant Barcelona display. We were on the front foot, our intensity was absolutely right, and we opened the scoring, of course, from a penalty kick, which Luis Suárez won. And I'm going to talk about the penalty in a minute. I just want to talk here about Suárez, because that first half from Luis Suárez there is why, if he plays like that, we can win the Champions League. No getting around that. Messi is wonderful. Messi is the best player in the world without question, but you add Suárez to the mix in that kind of form, in that kind of mode, whereby he can get around players, he can take on defenders, he can lose his man, he can get into those areas, and he looks so sharp. He looked like the Suárez of 2015. He genuinely did in that first half. There was nutmegs, there was dummies, there was dribbles. What he did for the Coutinho goal, it was sensational, and that is the Suárez we have to see. He's got to be alive, he's got to be alert, he's got to be involved in all passages of play, not just goals, but the combined package. He was that tonight, and if he plays like that, no doubt about it, we can win this. The penalty comes from an exact instance like that. He's inside the penalty area, he gets there first, he's the sharpest, he gets there before Denier, and he comes across him, and he does clean Suárez. There's a lot of debate about whether Suárez steps on the defender, but ultimately, he goes to ground. It's rash, it's stupid, it's mistimed. Suárez, of course, he's going to make the most of it. That's what Suárez does. That's why we love him. He wins the penalty, gets a big goal for us there. But talk about Messi here. Talk about the way there that he's waiting for over a minute, to just standing there then, looking at the goalkeeper. Anthony Lopez is looking him in the eyes, probably trying to distract him. He's got the crowd around him, 100,000 people watching him about to take this penalty kick. He had to wait for VAR. A minute goes by, and you're thinking here, Messi's got to be nervous. He doesn't really like penalties that much. He doesn't always enjoy taking them. What's he going to do here? What he does is show the kind of guy he is. Calm, cool, collected, and unlike any other player. He steps up, it's a Panenka, it is sensational. Down the middle, just clips it, the goalkeeper dives. It looks phenomenal. And in such a key moment, such a key match, Messi stepping up delivering, and ultimately that set the tone for our kind of performance. And like I said, Suárez involved in that second goal was sensational. It's Arthur Melo again playing one of those big passes. He's from deep, he cuts Lyon apart, he cuts through the midfield, it's into Luis Suárez, and he doesn't just take a touch here. It's not a heavy touch, it's not one that gets away from him. He traps it straight away. He's got control instantly. That's what Suárez is like in that first half, and throughout the game he got control of the ball and he used it. He turns his body, he manoeuvres around Lyon's defence, they don't see it coming. It's a brilliant piece of play. The keeper comes out, Suárez is alive to that. It's a brilliant ball, slides it to Coutinho, and that is a really big goal for him in terms of confidence. The Camp Nou crowd was singing his name. That's what he needs, a bit of love, a bit of attention. Coutinho in that first half I thought played really well. He was getting the ball, he was brave, he was actually doing things that we know Coutinho can do, and I think tonight actually he rose to the occasion. Everybody out there knew Coutinho needed to play a part tonight, and in that first half he certainly did. In the second half it died away a little bit, as did our overall performance. I'm going to be getting onto that, and ultimately came off for Ousmane Dembélé. But in that first half, Coutinho did play a part in that front three. He was good on the ball, and that is exactly what we have to be seeing from this man. In the second half though, no doubt about it, we took our foot off the gas. It wasn't really happening at the start of the half. Arthur Melo again massively involved. He actually breaks through Lyon's defence. He's running in behind something a bit different from him. He gets his body in the way. He's manoeuvring his way through. He actually lays it off to Messi, and Messi there has a brilliant little chip over the goalkeeper, and we all think then it's 3-0, game over. But it wasn't. It was cleared off the line by Lyon. They get away with it. They keep it at 2-0. And then the game changes. Lyon certainly get on top. Their back three suddenly turns into the wing-backs getting forward, and they actually take control of the game. And suddenly, we were caught on our heels. We were sitting off. We allowed them to come onto us. We allowed the pressure, almost like Atletico Madrid did last night. We sat back too much. That's what we cannot allow us to do in this competition. We cannot get slipped into that mindset. I'm going to talk about that a lot more tomorrow in a bit of detail, because we cannot afford to do that against better teams. But we did that against Lyon. They came onto us. They created some chances. I think the goal, to be honest, is questionable. It went to VAR. Nearly 3 minutes we had to wait for the decision. They said it wasn't offside. But was it a foul there? Was it a foul? Marcelo, for me, is all over Longley. He's got his arms around him. He's actually on his back. He's using him as leverage to get the header in the lead up to the Toussaint goal. But it does go in. Lyon are back in the game. And then they believed. They really did believe. They came out. They made substitutions. They were really attack-minded. And I think Lyon on the night actually were a little bit naive. They did go for it probably a bit too soon. And to be honest, there was a lot of space that we could have exploited. Dembélé certainly did that when he came on. He was trying to get in behind. There was space there to certainly exploit. And Messi was central to everything. It wasn't in terms of goal scoring tonight. He may have scored 2 goals, but that wasn't really where his prowess was tonight. Creating, he was sensational. Picking the ball up in between the lines, exploiting all of those gaps down the left-hand side majority. It was brilliant from him tonight in terms of that playmaking ability. And of course, he gets another goal. In the build-up, he's brilliant. He's got 2 defenders. He's weighing them up on the edge of the box. He just makes a dummy. He sends them both completely the wrong way, sits them down. He's on his right foot, puts it on target. The goalkeeper there can't quite keep it out, and it trickles over the line. Lionel Messi there with his second goal of the game, and that was massive. That was 3-1. We take the game away from Lyon. They were coming back into it, but of course, Messi, the man to stop the Lyon charge, he makes it all happen with his second goal. And of course, it's an absolutely brilliant fourth goal. It's a counter-attack again. Lyon putting bodies forward. Alba smashes it forward. It's a counter-attack then, breaking in numbers. A lot of Barcelona players joining the attack. Messi there though is so calculated. He's so calm. He just keeps going with the ball, keeps it nice and close to him, doesn't lose it, doesn't rush into a decision. Suárez does well as well. He takes the defender away out on the right hand side. Messi has a look in the middle. He plays a lovely weighted cross, and who should be sprinting into that area from one box to the other? It's Gerard Piqué, and I couldn't have been more delighted when he slides in. It's a really good finish. That is not an easy finish there into the back of the net, and I couldn't have been more pleased for him. He has been sensational in 2019, our best player in many ways. So much character, so much personality, leadership, and he gets there. He gets on the end of that because he wants to do it. He wants to be there. He loves scoring goals, and he did that, and I was so happy that he got our fourth goal there. And of course, as the game went on there in the closing minutes, Lyon was sort of out of it. The legs were gone. It's a massive pitch at the Camp Nou. You've got to work incredibly hard. We cut them open. Messi again, another assist. That's what I mean. He may have scored 2 goals, but it's not just about the goals. This guy here was involved in everything. Absolutely everything. Hitting back tonight. And it was Dembélé down that left-hand side, exploding into the space. You can't catch him. You certainly can't catch him when he gets away from you. The ball is played into him, and I love what he does here because he could take a touch, he could slow things down, he could eye up the goalkeeper, but he's got one thing in his mind. As soon as that ball is played into him, it's a good weight on it, he hits it. First time, bang, into the net. That is our 5th goal. 5-1 on the night. Lyon certainly went for they gave us a scare, they got back in the game, but at the end of it, we were deadly in front of goal. And look, it wasn't perfect tonight. We didn't have full control of the entire game. We certainly weren't perfect defensively. When Lyon came forward, they did look threatening. But at the end of the day, if you can go forward, score your chances like that, create as much as we did, be deadly in front of goal. That's what we did in 2015. We had MSN, we were deadly. We scored, we outscored our opponents, and that's what we did. Tonight was no different. We took Lyon apart on the counter. We absolutely obliterated them in front of goal. You've got Dembélé there, you've got Coutinho, you've got Messi, you've got SUÁREZ. In that kind of form, those are players here who can win you the Champions League. In midfield tonight, Arthur was good, Rakitic was good, Busquets was good, and individually, it was a lot of good displays tonight. The defence as well, not at all wrong. It was in terms of that second half. We sat back. I'm going to look into that tomorrow. We have to do better in those areas, but overall, 5-1 in our favour. On to the quarterfinals, and the draw will be made on Friday. So please leave your full thoughts in the comments down below, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. We wanted this tonight. We desperately wanted this kind of performance. And of course, these Barcelona players, they provided it. So let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And of course, I will see you tomorrow for some further analysis. But until then, as always, Visca El Barça.